Well done, Jason.
Thank you.
Now, last but certainly not least, I give you your best man for today. Please welcome Duncan.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hadn't realised that most of my speech has already been spoken about by Ross and then Jason. So thanks for spoiling my speech. I love you both. I think you're great guys. I've got your brother down here. He's already been feeling my leg. Calm your jets.
That was supposed to be private.
You're only doing. Anywho, I have prepared some notes, so I'll read them out and hopefully you'll all understand me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because there are some young ears in here, so I will try not to swear. Obviously I've got a microphone as well because Michael's stuck that on my jacket. Thank you very much for joining us all here today to witness the marriage of Jason and Lorraine. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Duncan Sanger and I'm one of the two best men that met Jason in the pub yesterday, and he decided that we fitted the bill. The second one is Howard Kerslake. Yes, Howard lives south of the border. However, he's been north of the border for years and years, and he looks pretty dapper in a kilt. He is not a cross-dresser or anything like that. He's liking it, he's loving it, and hopefully if you ever go up to Inverness you might see him kicking round the hills wearing a kilt, looking after his sheep.
They do like their sheep.
They do like their sheep up there. So anyway, Howard elected to do the signing duty at the wedding. Obviously as a best man you would normally do the speech, but it just saved me getting my crayon out and sharpening it. You will hear me referring to Jason as Hans, or Kernan, or Jason, or as we all know now, Dimples. That has already gone round on a number of WhatsApp groups, and there's no way you can retake that. You're going to have to suck it up now. I've been very fortunate to be a best man on a number of occasions, and I've also done the father of the bride for my own daughter recently. I've also been honoured to do a eulogy for a very dear friend to myself, Jason, Howard, and the guys from Camp Group Scotland who passed away at show last year. However, I do not consider myself an expert, and I therefore consulted Google and Meta AI on the finer points of the best man's speech. So I'll take a bit of information from them, because I'm not that big compared to some of these lads. They reckon the structure should include an introduction, so I've already done that. I've covered that. Happy with that. Box ticked. It covers a bit about the groom, the couple, and then the closing speech with a toast. Google also says, keep it brief, avoid embarrassing stories, and be positive. So I tried doing that. I've had to redact a lot of my speech as a result of information from Google. So I've tried that. Anyway, before I use this opportunity to haze and rinse Jason, I would like to say a big thank you to Lorraine's chief bridesmaid, Flora. Flora, where are you? And bridesmaid Alison for ensuring that Lorraine, they turned up today on time, just, although there's a certain amount of looking at your clock earlier on. But you all look splendid, and I know that you've been a massive support to Lorraine, not just for today, but for the days before now, to make sure this has been a success. I'd also like to thank all the guests for being here at the ceremony. Some have travelled great distances from over land, over sea, and by air to be here. It means so much to the married couple to have you all here today for their special occasion. I am trying to keep this pithy, but it's still there. I've known Jason for about 10 years. I actually found out in the pub yesterday it's about 16 years. It feels like a lot more. I've also in that time realised, and it's already been covered by Ross, that he is gripping. He loves a deal, and that's quite possibly why we're here on a Sunday. We got a deal. Most of you know that Jason has a number of hobbies. They've already been alluded to. However, he's a mad Star Trek fan. Sorry, Star Wars. He's involved in military modelling, which thankfully doesn't involve him getting his kit off, but it does mean glue sniffing and money being spent on plastic models. Hopefully that'll stop. He is, as has already been alluded to as well, a member of a number of living history groups where he portrays soldiers from the Second World War, both British, American, German, SS apparently. And that's how I got to meet him. However, he also does the Star Wars, the Star Trek, all that. I don't get it. I don't do that. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Lorraine, you look absolutely stunning today. Although, I must admit, I think you're a little bit mental at that age. But we all know that he puts you before everything else, unless it's a really good event that he wants to go to. You both work so well as a couple, and I'm sure that you've enjoyed Jason being at home since he retired from the council, where he did nothing. Although it does sound like you're very busy with your work, your domestic life, and the ever-growing family. And we welcome the new arrival of the baby this week. We all wish you both the very best and every happiness in your married life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, please be upstanding for the married couple, Jason and Lorraine. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, just before I finish, I did get given a whole heap of cards, but I'm pretty sure that Lorraine from the hotel staff is desperate to get food on their tables, and you also look like you're eating fingernails and earwax, so let's get the food on the tables. Happy days. Live long and prosper.
Guys, just before we eat, apologies, I missed another thing, a very important thing. I'd like everybody to thank Douglas for the service today. It was absolutely outstanding. So, please stand up, Douglas. The greatest teacher, absolutely fantastic. I appreciate the day. Thank you. Thanks, Aaron. Let's have food and enjoy it.